That group's called The Pale White. Their song was Polaroid. Thank you so flipping much for being a part of What Was That. And on the phone now, a fella called Zach over in Vancouver who sings and plays instruments in a band known as the Zolas.
Dr. Williams.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. It just occurred to me when your name popped up on my caller ID that you share a name with the famous composer.
It's just dawned on you 10 years into our friendship.
Exactly.
Do you know what? Thank you. I appreciate that.
You've always been the more important John Williams to me, and therefore I guess I've never put it together.
That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Well, less about me and more about you. The Wreck Beach Totem Park, well, I want to say dropped because that's what the cool kids say, but was released at midnight. And It's another brilliant release from you and another powerful release lyrically. And so I thought, well, let's just see. And welcome to What Was That? This is our first chat on What Was That?
That's so exciting. I'm very glad to be joining you here.
Is this the longest song you've released at 6 minutes 53, pardon?
Yeah, it must be.
Has to be.
It must be. We have another song on this record that's pretty long too, but I don't think it's as long. This song goes out to anybody who grew up on native land, and that could be anyone in Australia or in Canada or in the U.S. or anywhere where we've been living on land that was taken. And for a lot of us who grew up there, we went to school with like a completely sort of sugar-coated version of events in grade 10, and only later does it slowly start to dawn on us how fucked up the situation is and how fucked up the situation has always been. And so this song is really just a personal song about me and about grappling the fact that like the funniest and most sort of cherished nostalgia all took place on stolen land. And what does that say about me and what does that say about those memories? It just kind of recontextualizes everything. It's called Wreck Beach Totem Park because I grew up right on Musqueam land, Musqueam being a native band in Vancouver. We're based around Vancouver. And at UBC is where I went to university. That was also on Musqueam land. So like almost all my life and all my best memories took place on Musqueam land. And I grew up never really being forced to, or never even being taught or ever even thought to ask why the Musqueam are still there, but they just live in this little corner that's called the reserve on a big piece of land that used to be all theirs. To me, it's just like a beautiful remembering of all the great times that I've had on Musqueam land and about what this realization means when thinking back to that stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I haven't really put together a concise little elevator pitch for this song.
Well, it doesn't matter though, does it? This is the wonderful thing about What Was That, and the wonderful thing about the chats that we've always had as our friendship has developed over the years is that this isn't the part of the world where we're going to have those forced quick sentences and paragraphs of information about something. This is where we actually allow beings to formulate their words in that moment. So it's not a magazine, you know. The Zolas released new song about support of First Nations, and then you don't get to actually showcase your heart and intent behind the flipping thing in the first place, like you just did the last 5 minutes, which I'm very thankful for.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is.
And you know I can't let you go without just a little bit of your favourite flange. Got to get that Zach flange in there.
Flange me senseless.
Okay. That's the first I've ever heard that sentence structured like that. Okay. Speak to you in a bit, mate.
See you later, mate.
Bye.